This is my whiteboard drawing version of my athletic training philosophy by me, Kanahodo. In order to get a full picture of how I got to where I am today, we have to go back to high school, where sophomore year I was just a young kid playing volleyball and I got injured. I rolled my ankle. It really wasn't that bad, but that's when I first met our athletic trainer, Nancy. She got me back to playing volleyball, but also, without her knowledge, opened my eyes to the profession of athletic training. Nancy really taught me to make the best of what you have, because we didn't have a big budget at my high school and our athletic training room was really dismal. She showed me, how to be creative and work with the supplies you're given, and to find supplies that you're not given to make things work. What she really instilled in me, though, was to have a good attitude, because you can make any situation better if you have the right frame of mind. After volleyball season was over, I asked Nancy if I could come in and help her out after school, because we didn't have any programs or anything like that. And she said, of course. So she started teaching me, the basics of taping and wound care and everything like that, and was really my mentor all throughout high school. And I just wanted to continue to learn more and know more, and so I started quitting all of the sports I've been playing, because I had really, fallen in love with athletic training. So when I was deciding where to go for college, I didn't really know what school or where I wanted to go, but I knew I wanted to do athletic training. So I started looking up KD certified programs and what would offer me the most experience and the best opportunities, and that's when I found TCU, because you get 4 years of hands-on experience, and everyone there was just like a family already. And when I met everyone, it was like I just fit right in, and they were so welcoming and so understanding. As a freshman coming into the program, I didn't really know a lot, so my roles and responsibilities were to make the Gatorade and set up the hydration and log and document all of the treatments for the day, and really just to learn and absorb as much as you possibly could. I think as an athletic trainer, you really need to be able to work hard and have the dedication and the drive to put in those hours and long days, because at the end of the day, hard work is what's going to get you places, and I try to do that every single day I walk into the athletic training room. As I grew and matured in the program, I decided that I really wanted to do more and be more active within athletic training. So I got involved in ATSA and joined SWATA, and I became treasurer in both of those organizations. And I was able to meet a bunch of diverse group of individuals who really impacted me, and was able to expand my networking group, because in athletic training, everybody literally knows everybody, and you have to make good first impressions, because you never know who will know who. Spring of my sophomore year and fall of my junior year, I was assigned to football, and I think that really allowed me the opportunity to grow and mature, both as an individual but also a leader towards the underclassmen, and really become a mentor towards them. The group of students that were assigned to football that year really worked well together, and we were able to collaborate our thoughts and ideas into one common goal. But even though we really did work hard and got all of our tasks done, we still managed to have a lot of fun playing games and making it a good environment to work in while still learning. So one day at practice, out of the blue, one of the athletes goes down and we have to spine board him. We all knew the risk management and emergency action plan, but it still doesn't make it any less scary. Especially for me, that was my first time having to spine board an athlete in real time. And after we spine boarded, I was assigned to run down and get the insurance forms and the athlete fact sheets, and I would have never thought of that before that time. And that was really when I was exposed to the paperwork and documentation side of athletic training. We really cheered for our team that year and made them know that we were rooting for them and wanted them to do well and get back on the field if they were injured. But unfortunately, that wasn't one of our best seasons, and we lost a lot. And that was a hard atmosphere to work in, but we showed them that we were their biggest fans and we still cared about them. There's a quote by John Maxwell that says, "People won't care how much you know until they see how much you care." And I think that quote is extremely valid, because if you can admit to your athlete that you don't know something, but you care enough to go look it up, they're going to respect you and trust you that much more. And I've really seen that working all the different sports I've worked with. Every single preceptor, regardless of how they run things and what their philosophies are, they all care so much about the athlete's well-being and what they're doing to get better. And I think they really establish a trust with their athletes, and the athletes feel comfortable telling them anything. Being at all the different clinical sites I've been at, I've really tried to keep an open mind, because everyone runs their sport a little different. And I think if you have an open mind, you're able to absorb what they do and adapt it to yourself and make your own new ways of doing things. And if you have a closed mind, you kind of shut out certain parts and get stuck in a narrow-minded way, and I don't think that's the right way to do athletic training. As freshmen, we come in not knowing anything, but now that we're seniors, I feel prepared and ready to go on to my next step, whatever it may be. And I feel like as a group, we've learned and gone through so much together, especially since there's only 5 of us left. Our group has become tight, and we're like a family almost, and the whole program is a family. Our preceptors want us to be successful and go on to the next steps and achieve our goals, and I think that family atmosphere is what makes TCU special and what made me choose TCU in the first place. Now that I'm going to grad school, I feel like I did 4 years ago, where I don't know where I'm going to go next, but I am sending out my resumes and having phone interviews and doing on-campus interviews in order to find a place that fits me as perfectly as TCU did and matches what I believe is important and kind of can help my philosophy grow and adapt, and I can learn even more. Wherever I end up, I really want to find a place where it's a family atmosphere, because if you like the people you work with, it makes your job so much easier. If you can have fun and learn new things, and that's what I really want. But I'm eventually going to be a preceptor too at wherever I go, and I want to be able to teach the undergrad students everything that I've absorbed and seen and learned from all of the preceptors here, so then they can go out and adapt that into their own philosophies and their own way of doing things. So my major takeaway philosophy points is make the best of what you have, and have a good attitude all the time. Work hard. That one's pretty important. Keep an open mind. Be involved with not only the athletes' lives, but your profession. Make connections. Have fun. Because if you're not having fun, then why are you working in athletic training? It's supposed to be fun. be prepared for anything because anything happens all the time, especially in athletic training. And, be your athlete's biggest fan because if they know you're rooting for them, they know you care. And that brings the next point, care. Care about what you do, care about what you learn, care about your athletes, and make sure everyone knows that you care. And my biggest, most important one is love what you do. And that's my athletic training philosophy. It's been a great year. Thank you all for everything. And that's it.